in the next few minutes with the media has no like when and a video protest no tomorrow. So I need to put them together. I will not stay long. So I will be out. Kamga take care of those ones there.
Okay, but one before you leave, on the man, Mazi Sam, rename Mazi Njoko, please. I don't know, I haven't got the here to do it.
I have. Oh,
showing Galazi as okay, you've done it now.
Yeah, Mazi Kinsley.
Okay, my name is Obin Bowman.
Mazi Kinsley and Joko. If you
Kissinger and Joko.
Okay.
Kissinger, not Kinsley. Sorry.
Yeah, Kissinger and Joko.
Okay, apologies. I will. Apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies. I will get that done.
Introduce them again so that.
Humble Kissinger and Joko. Bombise in Biafra land.
Then okay, zone again, UK.
Well, zone I was living in Bakken before, but moved to Cardiff.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm in Cardiff at the moment, but yeah.
Bakken.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, thank God they're not here. We need hands to help our regional coordinator in Wales. I can know only the hands a lot to revive Cardiff and the whole of Wales. So, if you drop a number again, so that after meeting now, because what I'll do, I'll chat to you, put my number down for you. So you send my number, message or call after.
Okay.
They will watch it again. Mazi Emeka, please introduce yourself from Chester.
Oh, Biafra.
Oh, Biafra.
Afọ m bụ Chukwuemeka Ụkpabi from obodo Aruchukwu, Abia Steeti. Anọkwanụ m na Sheffield. Abụọ coordinator ahụ m member.
They were watching it. I know we are all equals, all very important.
Ndewo.
Actually, moment introduced. Feel free and take your time. One day I'll send you my private chat.
I sent original. That was now.
Mazi and Joko. Yes, I said the number. Go to the chat room. Private and see you have my number. Because what you then name your own. I give you maybe either later tonight or from tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll send a test.
Yeah, God bless. Mazi Osita, I will 4 more minutes. And when them they pick, and then not much it will be good to know everybody.
Okay.
Biafra.
Biafra.
Yeah,
well. Yeah,
Biafra.
Mazi Osita, introduce yourself, sir.
Biafra.
Biafra.
Fombo Isiu Osita. Mazi Isiu Osita. Anọ m na Congo, then through precisely. Mana mụwa anọ m register gotere m ebe a last year, so anọ m na my zone bụ na Abuja at the same time.
Yeah, please mute yourself if you're not speaking, please. That's how I do.
So I'm going to join all the next family
Mark, please mute people that are not speaking if they don't want to mute themselves. Somebody finish before you have your thought. Chineke, Jeff, please. Chineke, will come to you.
And so,
Keep quiet, okay? Just keep quiet.
Yes, I can hear you. Mazi Sam, can you mute everybody?
If I mute everybody, then the person speaking will be muted as well. But I'm just trying to figure out who is speaking.
Mazi Osita.
Okay, Mazi Osita, okay.
Down, you want to take it?
You're most welcome. So at the moment, in on a Congo.
So no Congo, but I joined family na Bristol.
Okay, Bristol, yes.
So my coordinator George, but I'm moving out from Congo to Kent.
Put your hands on the listen, please.
Oh, you're moving to Kent.
And they moved to Kent. I'm going to Kent Friday this week.
Okay, so you better
because same with them.
Kent.
Yeah, same with them all. So I would like to join Kent family members. Mambatana Kent. That's official.
Okay, please, Kent members are not here. Try and the private chat Mazi Osita. I'll give your number. I'm Machichi Abatabe. But other Kent.
Muna Chichi and Kugo.
Chichi is there. Chichi
Okay,
is there.
yes.
What is your meet Kent? I'm giving you their details. Is there any other thing?
No, I'm going their details.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And they will watching it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Chief. Chief no. Then will. Other place. Only that for me.
He'll be one for me.
You gotta what's up.
Daniel Tito Ibekwe.
They will watching again.
You don't reggae. I be now Boronwood. And my zone, I'm now Southeast, Forest Gate.
Okay.
Yes, my coordinator is Wanda Messi. Njoko.
They will watching it.
Yes, I'm a member, officially.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra. Aha mo Mazi Nnamdi Patrick Olase from Nnewi local government north. Peckham branch coordinator. Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
They will Mazi. They're like in a coordinator's forum. I think you have.
Yeah.
Okay. They will. Mazi Roland. I think you are trying to introduce yourself or meet yourself. Okay.
Yeah. My name is Roland Wakalana from Forest Gate family. My coordinator is Wanda Messi Njoko. All her.
All hey, Biafra. They will.
My coordinator, please, will I use this opportunity to say, if anybody wants to talk to the person, raise up his or her hand by using the reaction raise hand symbol, so that we know that somebody wants to
You're
talk.
very much in order. That's our protocol. It's just that this introduction is informal while we are waiting to start.
Thank you, my coordinator.
We are right on time now to start. It's already 16 past.
National, all hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. I'm joining now first time to give them that privilege. Mazi Uzodimma. Oh, yeah. Because we can plug him as over because yes. Oh, good. So is she from Wales? Okay, drop your number. Chichi, because contact here, I can add here a principal officers forum. There we watching again. There would.
Okay, Mazi, Bito, drop our number in our chat, so I'll pick it up from there.
Yes.
Let me change what's my name showing? I'll change it to Chichi. Sorry, Chi. If it's
anybody that is principal officer in particular, or who belongs to a team, national team, kindly drop your number so that you can be contacted.
No, in between.
There won't. Okay, 2 more and then we start because this introduction is informal. So,
Yeah.
Please make me co-host in this meeting. Right?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes. I'm trying to. Yeah. Yes, you are now.
Thank you.
Yeah, 1 second.
Mazi Azubike, go ahead. I think you have. Yeah, go ahead anyway.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Biafra.
Abambo Azubike Alphonsus. Onye Onitsha, Ebonyi State, Biafra land. Edim na Aberdeen, Scotland.
There
Thank
one.
you
very much. There one.
Mazi Onyeka Mwamara, you're trying to connect with audio on your hands the up. If you can hear us, the best option might be for you to log out and then log back in with audio. But for now, we're going to start the meeting because
my able national, please let me crave your indulgence. It's just a very brief one. For those of us who are just joining us for the first time, for the house to be orderly, I can still see a lot of people unmuted. If you're not speaking, please mute yourself. That's number one, so that we'll have an orderly house. And then number two, this is beginning to sound like an Igbo union. It is IPOB meeting. Do your best to speak in a language that every other non-Igbo have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think I did say all these introductions are informal, and the moment we start, we revert to our standard code. And we are about to do that now. Please, everybody, heed that reminder from Mazi Ozoma. Mute yourself. We are self-controlled. We don't want to start meeting people, but check on your system. If you're on mute, try and mute yourself, except when we are singing the national anthem, where I encourage everybody to sing along, or when you are asked to speak. And thank you to those who are already using the raise hand icon. That is how you raise your hand. But having a look at our agenda items, you don't need to raise your hand until you get to item that says zonal or team updates, question and comments. I would encourage everybody to have a pen and paper handy and jot down your points or question or whatever you want to contribute. And please allow the meeting to flow in line with the agenda. You have your time. You'll be recognized. You have your time to make your comments or ask your questions. And on that note, I'll ask everybody's hand resolve to please, I'll take it down so that we can start this meeting in LS. Or Mazi Sam, kindly take the hand. Auto G7 hour.
I was about to go there. Yes.
Kindly give us your real name so we can rename you and start this meeting. If you're not in with your real name or identifiable ID, I'm afraid after 3 reminders, you'll be sent to the waiting room.
The person with the Moto G7 power, what's your name, please? Can you log out and log back in because you didn't come in with your speaker? Unless we can, let's and also iPhone 3. Who is with iPhone 3?
Yeah, it's me. I'm trying to log in. I don't know how to do
No,
it.
that's fine. You're okay. At least we can hear you. What's your name, please? So I can change your, your phone.
I identify Mrs. Martina Ifeanwa Obiuzom.
Okay, just
I'm not London family.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, Master, please help them to change their keys. My sister that's got Moto G7 power. I don't know whether you realize that's your device ID.
Oh, thank you. Change mine.
If you can, your real name will change it.
Who is Moto G7 power? You actually raised your hand as well.
Engineer Chinedu, please, if you
8 o'clock.
If you lead us in an opening prayer,
Okay, I can read it.
so we can get started.
I will pray in the language of heaven.
Please go ahead.
Onye nwe Chineke anyị na-ekele gị, anyị na-ebuli gị elu, anyị na-enye gị otito n'ihi na ịdị mma, n'ihi na ruo mgbe ebighị ebi ka obere gị dị. Ebe obi nke abịama, anyị agbakọọla ọzọ n'ụbọchị taa. Anyị na-ayọ gị n'ihe niile anyị chọrọ ime today, ka ọ bụrụ gị nwa buru anyị ụzọ kpụrụ anyị azụ, ka anyị nwere ike ime ya n'obi ọma na obi ụtọ. And anyị na-ayọ ihe anyị ji gbakọ ebe a maka onye ndu anyị, maka Biafra, ime ike imere anyị ya ka ha niile bịa zuo n'aha Chukwu okike abịama. Anyị na-ayọ gị ise.
Thank you very much, Wachineke.
Thank you.
Without much ado, we'll go straight to.
Chief, just 1 second. I will mute everybody now, and then it's only you that I will allow.
I will say allow them now because this is national anthem. After the national anthem,
that's fine.
You can do that.
Okay.
1 second.
It appears the windows are not working properly.
No, because I've got this.
We are not seeing anybody. Only one person or so.
No, the videos are working. If you turn your video on, yes, you can turn your video
on.
No. What has happened is your display is showing the speaker display.
Yes.
So display it in such a way it shows everybody.
Okay.
Look at the top left hand corner of your device. You will see where it gives you different dots, so you can display everybody's video.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that.
National, please observation. Biafra.
Sorry, national anthem, please. You hold on to your observation, Maz. Please.
Please, there's somebody that said it's in back gallery. You watch it.
Please hold on to that. Let's respect our national anthem.
All right, okay.
Thank you.
So, you know what?
Heroes.
Can you increase the volume? Yes.
And our lives.
We shall be that is the praise.
Yeah.
Biafra, we heard thee. Biafra, we know thee. 2 minutes silence in honor of Biafra, great heroes and heroines. And please let everybody stay on mute. Beginning now. For the sake of those who paid the ultimate price, that we may live on to fight and get our freedom, we always remember. And may the souls of all great Biafran heroes and heroes, and the souls of all the faithful who have gone ahead of us, continue to fight in the spiritual realm until Biafra is fully restored. He said,
National, please, before we commence, I just want to lay down the rules now for tonight. Before we commence, those with iPhone that have no names, can we just get your names, please? I will start with iPhone. There is one iPhone there. How many of them? Just 1 second, please. Let's just do a quick 5 minutes or 3 minutes, preparation. So anyone with iPhone that has no name, can you please identify yourself? If not, we'll put you in the waiting room.
Please, my own is iPhone Chris.
Yes, sir.
There.
Your name is Chris, right? And you've got other device next to you. Can you please unmute one? Okay, Chris, I will change your phone now to Chris.
Chris Kachiago.
Yes,
Don't worry. Don't worry. You have two items there, which is
okay. Mute you.
Yes. Okay, and then another person has an iPhone again. Just 1 second, please. Just 1 second. There's another iPhone there.
Mazi, is there any way you and National Secretary can do this behind the scenes so that we don't continue?
We still would need to speak to them.
No, chat them all.
We need to pick, because I've tried it, Mazi. I've tried to send them a message in waiting room and they're ignoring it. So the only option is to take them out of the meeting if we don't do this.
Yeah,
let me reiterate that if you get a reminder 3 times to change your ID and you refuse to, or you didn't say it, I'm afraid we have to put you in the waiting room.
Okay, please go ahead.
I don't know what happened. Mine is showing iPhone as well.
Okay, we'll change it now.
If you can change it to Ugo, please.
Okay, yes, we'll change it. Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Very good.
And you also have another device next to you there that is echoing.
Chief Nice, while we're having this echo, National, please, while we're having this echo is because there are people recording this meeting with devices close and are recording this meeting. And if I get the static noise, I have to remove the person to the waiting room. That's the only option we have to avoid it disturbing the meeting.
Okay, I want to say that our meetings are not recorded. You can take note, have pen and paper handy and take note. That's fine. But please do not record people's voices without their consent, not in IPOB.
I don't want to do that.
And also, there might be people like husband and wife who are within close proximity and they're using 2 different devices. That can also be another reason.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
that's possible.
I don't want to assume that everybody is doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's possible.
If 2 people are in the same house or apartment,
that's correct.
To give yourself some gap, otherwise there'll be interference.
That's correct. Okay.
Please proceed. Device and 2 people can share a device.
Proceed. It's okay.
Good evening, Umu-Chineke. I bring each and every one of us heavenly greetings, and I must also crave your indulgence for calling this meeting. I think the last time we had a general meeting was actually in June. I thought it was in July, early July, but thankfully it wasn't. I know that then I said that our next general meeting will be the AGM coming up in Leicester in September. But something came up, and we felt in the cabinet that there is a need for us to have a general meeting so that the way we started, everybody can be on the same page, I mean, and that people are carried along as much as possible. Let me start by thanking each and every one of us for the hard work, dedication, and embracing the call for revival. I will say that it's not yet Uhuru. We are not going back. We are not going to rest on our oars or think we have achieved anything. We haven't until Biafra is restored. But I must appreciate your gallant efforts and commitment as shown on many occasions, not just one. And let's say, fortunately, or whichever way you view it, these things come in quick succession, and you have been very, very magnificent in showing of the true spirit of Biafra. I wish to thank in particular, immensely as well, those who took part in last Saturday's Igbo Festival of Arts and Culture, IPOB UK, National Evangelism at that event. Your attitude, your conduct, your courage, everything you did was so impeccable. And I'm sure that all those who were at that event knew that IPOB is alive. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is alive. Biafra is live, hell and hearty. And that is the same spirit that will continue. And that same day, the same night, I would say, there was a special Directorate of State, DOS meeting, in which my humble self was invited. I'm not a member of DOS, just by the way, but it's just that the DOS, the leadership, invited a few, very few national coordinators across the world to brief us on intelligence report that just emerged. I'm afraid it's not everything we are permitted to share. You must appreciate that we are under command and control. So whatever we are asked to do, we obey and do exactly that to the letter. But what I can share with you is that that meeting was very heartwarming. The HOD in particular conveyed his warm appreciation of the IPOB UK family. While he was doing that, he didn't even know that we were already at IFAC. He was acknowledging what had gone on before IFAC, before they started getting some more information on social media of what we did on that same very day. In fact, I was at IFAC venue when I started the meeting. First, I had a regional meeting with Scotland region from 8 o'clock, and by 9:30, I was driving from London. I joined the DOS meeting. The meeting was, as I said, was so intense and so crucial. I had to park by a service station on the motorway. Continued that meeting till about past 1 a.m. When the meeting finished, I still had to drive down to my house in the Midlands in Leicester. Got to my house about 2:30 to 3-ish in the morning. But it was very important, the meeting. The meeting centered around developments back home. Everybody knew before now, Onyendu has been saying it many months and years before the enemies kidnapped him, that this is the plan these people have for Biafra land. And that in 2022, they will begin to show their bare face. They will begin to remove the mask and show their true colors. So that plan, they have not abandoned it. But they are using small screen of election and all the razzmatazz they are doing to deceive people as usual, but they are still carrying out their intent because they are bent on doing that. So our leadership received the intel of what the plan is right now. Everybody knows that they have surrendered Biafra land in terms of getting their people into all nook and cranny of Biafra land. Everybody also knows that they have been using our own people of different coloration and dimension, those who call themselves governors, those who think they are more knowledgeable than others, the intellectuals, and those who are natural saboteurs. The Janjaweed have been using them in many ways to carry out this evil plan. So we saw what happened. In the 2-minute silence, we observed. My heart, and I believe all our hearts, go out to the victims of the latest massacre in Oru, Olu province, where innocent, harmless, and harmless youths were caught in their prime in the most cruel manner. And I said, may Chukwu Kabiama never forgive those who hatched that evil plot.
Yes.
And they do all these things in labeling people ESN, IPOB, and the rest of it. We know it's giving a dog a bad name to hang it. We know it's trying to blackmail us into coma so that we won't be able to carry out any action that we are capable of. But they will not succeed. So that's what the meeting called, the DOS meeting called specifically to say, and there is a global call to re-energize our men on ground. For the purpose of this meeting, I will call them Umu-Akwukwó, and a few things that I may have to drop, and I will drop them in the language of heaven. Please, if you don't understand, feel free to contact your zonal coordinator or national officers to explain a bit more, but we cannot say everything very open in this meeting, unfortunately. So summary of it is that the Directorate of State called for emergency ESN fundraising globally because there is urgent need to give Umu-Akwukwó akwụkwọ. And as I said, I'm going to Africa very soon. This the evil plan will begin to manifest itself more than ever before. We cannot fold our arms and lie down to die. No, we will fight back, but we'll fight with Chukwu. And we know that even in the days of old, it's recorded in the Holy Book that the children of Chukwu, the Israelites, went to fight without any weapon of any strength or armory or arsenal. But they went there, they won, and they took plunder, and they took over the weapons of their enemies to fight them. In some instances, the enemies killed themselves, and the children of Israel only came in to gather the plunder. David only had a string catapult to kill Goliath, giant, with all the weapons he had. So that same Chukwu is everlasting. He's still alive. And we are his children. Unless you don't believe you are, I am. And all Biafrans are. As his children, he will never let us perish, especially when we call upon his name. I've asked everybody, please don't raise your hand. Well, you may raise your hand, but you will not be allowed to speak until we get to the question and answer session of the meeting. I will share the agenda so that people understand where we are. Please, I crave your indulgence to bear with us only when we call upon you. If you look at our item, that's when we will take comments and questions. So right now, I just want to summarize the fact that there is going to be a national emergency ESN fundraising here in the UK, and so will it be in other parts of the world. People do it differently. Some people may not have an event. They may just go around and raise the required amount. Every country was given a target of what they should meet. And there's a deadline. The deadline is practically 13th of August, but every nation will ensure that they have responded to our leadership 1 week after, which is the 20th of August. So are we, when we get to that item, invite the UK team that is responsible for all our fundraising activities to throw a bit more light on the plan. I'm sure they've met a couple of times since this announcement came about 8 or 9 days ago, and we are working on that. Also, let me bring a message of support and solidarity from our leaders. As I mentioned, the HOD and other members of the DOS really acknowledge the work UK is doing. And we also received a message from the HOD passed to the European rep and myself. I got 2 phone calls the next day that Onyendu himself or Hamadike sent message to IPOB UK family to continue in what we are doing. That he has now got the full report of the true position of IPOB UK. Before then, we report that we've been briefed that there were conflicting information. And I'm going into details into that. But some people were going to use one of the lawyers to send the wrong message to Onyendu. But thankfully, he has gotten the real message of what's going on and is very delighted in what you're doing. He said you should double your efforts and continue to do exactly the things we are doing, all the rallies, all the diplomatic efforts we are making, writing MPs, booking to meet the MPs face to face, everything we are doing, petition and the rest of it, going to BBC, wherever they are in the UK, and so more that is still going to come up. We'll talk a little bit about them. Not just Onyendu himself, within 48 hours after that message came, another message came that Onyendu's wife, our first lady, again sent a message, personal message to IPOB UK family to say she has heard what we are doing and seen some herself, and she's very happy with what we are doing. And if I may quote the line that this is what she expected IPOB to be doing right from when Onyendu was first kidnapped. So that means somehow what we are doing, we're on the right track. Ndị Igbo sonye asị jide ka o ji, ma na nke o ji dị mma, then all you have to do is to do more. In the same vein, you can't go back. So these are the messages I bring to all of us tonight as a message of solidarity and support from the highest authority of indigenous people of Biafra. And I'm sure all Biafrans, true Biafrans, both the living and those who have gone ahead of us beyond, will be happy with what we're doing. And all I can urge us is to do it with all our hearts. Have no fear. Be full of faith. Have no doubt. Have no negative vibe. Be positive. That all these seeds you're sowing will definitely bear fruit. And not just fruit, but very good fruit. On that note, I will invite the head of UK fundraising, marketing, and events team, Mazi Sam Iheme, to just give us a little bit detail about the emergency ESN fundraising coming up very soon. And after him, I will also invite the head of the mobilization and community engagement team, Chief Lord Oke, if he's here, or any member of the team. I'm sure Mazi Keja have seen you, to give us a little insight into what the team is planning based on this information we received. So in a nutshell, we've been asked to continue doing the good things we are doing. So we've gone back to check in this last 8 weeks, what are the good things we are doing? We have highlighted them, and we have drawn up strategies to do even more and perhaps better than what we have done in the past. And thank everyone once again. I will leave these 2 gentlemen to give us more insight. Then we can take comments, questions, and more importantly, reports from the zones. You don't need to be a zonal coordinator. We want to be very truthful, whiter than white, whiter than snow. If you're from a zone and there is something you want to bring up here, feel free to do it. You're not embarrassing anybody. As long as it's factual, as long as it's truthful, we would like to hear it and know it and work on it. Thank you. Matt, Sam, please.
Thank you, National. Thank you. Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Good evening, everyone. I think I will first start by introducing myself. My name is Samuel Iheme from Mviri in Imo State, Owerri province. Just like as Nancy have said, the plan is for us to have the internal fundraising for Umu-Akwukwó, our men on the ground, to take care of them basically. I think every one of us can see their work. It's people will, some people will ask, um, where are these people? You can never see them. The things, what we're doing is spiritual. And even those of us who are in the midst of things, as every one of us are, we have never seen these, our students. They're always in the bushes doing. If you're following a lot of the articles on the social media platform, you will see their work. You will see them executing their work professionally. And I can actually, hand on my heart, tell you that even Governor Tom himself, every one of them, they've actually realized how important these people are. When I mean these people, I mean our students. So in order to support what is going on, because the plan is already on ground, as a lot of us, most of us following the news, just like NC have said, most of us following the news, it's obvious they are coming. They are there. Well, not that they are coming, they are there. But they know that we have people who will match them toe to toe. They know that our boys, our men, will take them on at any given day, any given time. This is their fear. And that fear alone can only be backed up. And these boys are ready. So you and I, we are just here putting our own little bits. But these our men there, they are putting down their lives and they are willing to do this. So in any way that we can actually support it, as HOD, DOS have already approved this, then we must do our very best from a zonal point of view. And based on the target that we've been given, I think we should pursue this as soon as possible in order to achieve our target. So I'm sure that I would say that every zonal coordinator or every zone may or should have received the internal memo which we issued out. So the fundraising date is on the 13th of August. We would have actually started it based on our meeting, with the team. It was agreed that we should do it from 12, considering the African time. But I think due to a lot of people will be working in the evening, so we've gone ahead to put it to schedule it for 2 o'clock, from 2 o'clock till 8. That will allow those who went to job in the night and those who will be shopping in the daytime and other activities to actually meet up and also carry on with their other activities that same Saturday, which is Saturday the 13th of August. So on that note, I would say that I don't have much to say. We all know that the immense work that our men are doing, it's not something that is being, we don't want to, you don't rub it on their nose. They know, they are afraid, but we don't want to rub the work of ESN on their noses because Onyendu is there. So everything that the boys are doing is done discreetly, and they continue to do that. So on that note, I will hand back to NC, and I pray to God that God will bless us all as we dip into our pockets. I mean, total number of people here, participants is 72. and we still have more people actually on the waiting room. So I pray to God that we would dip our hands, in each of our zones and do the needful to support what these boys are doing, because at the end of the day, I'm sure. Just a reminder, they want to, already there's a news that the government, criminals, they're not government, bunch of criminals, morons, they have actually gone ahead to ask students to move away or pack back home from Abuja. So what does that tell us? They've already said that they want to invade Abuja and kidnap, if there's any man called Buhari there, and Aerofire, the midget. So we know where they are going. They've already done a pilot run, and they've succeeded. The Koje prison was a pilot run. They succeeded. So we know where they are going. So our men are also in readiness to take them on, because we need to save the man there. So, and we need to also save our people back home.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, National.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Well said. Just to snap it, ESN fundraising for United Kingdom officially is on the 13th of August. That's about 3 weeks from now, or less than that. But as we normally do, we always do in the families, the zones, many fundraisers. So all zonal coordinators have been mandated to start from last week, actually, to start creating the awareness and raising the fund from the zones, which we hope that they will mop up on or before 13th, as we normally do. Let me also use the opportunity to thank those. There are people who have standard order or even direct debit set up to support Umu-Akwukwó. And despite all the tribulations, the wilderness we've been through since end of June last year, they have remained faithful. To those people, I say, may Chukwuka continue to reach your coffers and bless you with even more hand and heart to give in Chukwuka's name. And for those of us who have the heart but haven't got the hand, Chukwuka will enable our hand, make it stronger, financially, spiritually, to be able to support this struggle and give from our hearts. As our national anthem says, without counting the cost each day. Be a cheerful giver, not when you give your murmuring or you're regretting. Why did I give this? That's why I can't eat for 2 days. No. So give from your heart and cheerfully, believing that you're sowing seed, and the seed will bear good fruit, which is the restoration of Biafra. So please, all the zones, start in earnest, and whatever you have, some zones already have some amount raised. Continue with what you have, put it all together on or before 13th. Bring your report, remit the money into the national account, and you'll be duly acknowledged on the 13th. So on that note, I will invite mobilization and community engagement, just quickly, please, just to give us an idea of what is being planned. As we got this message, especially the message from Onyendu's wife, that is more touching to my heart. And we cannot let Onyendu and the wife and the whole of IPOB family down. They say, to whom much is given, much is expected. United Kingdom is the birthplace of IPOB. This is the international headquarters of IPOB. And we cannot act as if we're not there. So, Chief Lord, okay, I've not cited you, so I don't know what's wrong with my system. I can't see everybody. And I know that Mazi KJ is here, who is also a strong member of your team. And Mazi Gab, if you're here, please, I don't know whether you people have had a meeting since this message came. If not, I may have to announce it, then we'll move on. Lonoke, are you here? Do you want to chip in something? Then I can just make a little bit of announcement of what I know. Mazi KJ.
Biafra.
Or Biafra.
National, yeah. On behalf of the team leader, Lodoke, and colleagues, I would just want to say it was actually a good thing to hear from you. The feedback we are getting from Onyendu, the wife, and the DOS, and as well as what to thank every member of IPOB UK, because when it comes to mobilization, it is we are just kind of an arrowhead, but everyone is involved. And I saw it clearly during the AFAC event. All hands were on deck. Just on a particular point we mentioned during our last meeting, and that is going forward. We know there will be so many opportunities for us to key into, and specifically we are trying to encourage everyone to get closer to our communities. We understand that some of us may not be members of the communities, but at every point in time, we have the opportunity to get closer to our people, knowing because most of them are not actually members of IPOB, but during the last fundraising we had for the students, I can speak specifically of Milton Keynes. We're able to get a good number of them to attend the online fund raising of fund, and I could imagine if we all move out in the spirit of evangelism and as well to tell our people to put their money where their mouth is, and to let them know this is not a joke. Actually, everybody knows it now, but most of our people want to be directed, and that is the point the mobilization is going. We take the message from the source and we give it to them the way it is and let them know that this is the right time to do the right thing. So we are looking at the opportunities of a lot of people, a lot of communities will be doing ERG and stuff like that. As soon as we're able to get any certified invitation of a sort, we try to organize people to represent us, and as well to let those who are not yet members to drop something to support what we're doing financially, because we have to complement what the fundraising is doing to every opportunity we have. So that's just what I have to say based on what we had during our last meeting. National.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi. Mazi KJ is the able zonal coordinator for Milton Keynes as well. And let me just drop this. When the US called and thanking UK for what we are doing, the next day I got a call from European rep to ask when is our next national rally or something similar to what we did at IFAC. So I looked at the programs we had. BID is coming up. BID will be spoken about, but BID is not a rally. It's a lecture event and different formats from rallies and evangelism. So the next thing coming up is the AGM in Leicester. Again, is a meeting. The Leicester coordinator and the Leicester team will speak about it later. But we are also thinking of turning it into evangelism stroke AGM. So when I told them that is the more likely date, September, they said, oh, it's a bit far. Do we have don't we have any national events, quickly, early August or whatever? And I'm thinking, no, we can't be, I know we're doing our best, but it's too much on people. But okay, let's see what we do. So we've worked with the mobilization team, Mazi KJ, Lodoke, and others in the team to look at events coming up. Like he rightly pointed out, some of our community events holding in different places, the month of August is full of them. Will we send people, maybe zones or region will send evangelism team to places? However, the one that the US is talking about is a national one, because the message is that we should continue, and their interpretation is that we should do it at least either every 2 weeks or every month. So I went for every month. I said, okay, we've done one in July, so let's get something for August. thankfully, the Ogbako Ndị Igbo, United Kingdom and Ireland, they do the nationally regime of Igbo bodies that are members in the UK and Ireland once in every 4 years. The maiden one that was done was in 2018. IPOB was there. I wasn't a coordinator or a team member of IPOB, but I ensured as chairman of the mobilization team of the Ogbako then, and a member of the executive, that IPOB participated, and IPOB was very, very prominent. Came with two coaches all the way from London to Liverpool, where that event was held, 20th of August, 2018. So the next one since then is the one coming up on the 27th of August this year in Milton Keynes. So that is the next thing that looks very much like IFAC. And we have passed that date down for a national evangelism outreach program in Milton Keynes. One of the things that I learned our leaders commended about UK is the way we are scattering this, our rallies and protests, taking it to all the whole parts of UK. It's not just London. So that was the effort of the regional rallies we started on the 26th of May, and we've been doing it all over. So also this national outreach evangelism should not be just in London, we will spread it. So technically in our calendar, we have 27th of August tentatively for Milton Keynes, then 10th of September for the AGM in Leicester, which will also be an evangelism. And in October, thankfully, our able Northwest Regional Coordinator and Coordinator of Liverpool Zone, Mazi Nice, thought on his own, he's mentioned this in a meeting before, in a cabinet meeting, that Onyendu is a fan of Liverpool Football Club. That will be very, very strategic to do a rally protest in front of Anfield, the home ground of Liverpool Football Club, on a very significant day. And I looked at the Premiership fixtures for this year. October 15, the Premiership normally changes due to TV rights, but it won't be either 15th or 16th it will be. Liverpool will be playing a home match to Manchester City. They are the best two teams in England, Europe, and if not the whole world. And their game attracts the whole world attention. So we take that in our diary as a date to do a mega rally in front of Anfield. And that date is so important because in Britain, a new prime minister will be imagined soon after that day. And then Onyendu is due to appear in the kangaroo court. You all heard what is coming out now, the United Nations Council and other things happening. We have to work very hard and pray very hard, fervently, for Onyendu not to spend Christmas in that place. Tomorrow is pregnant. The evil plans of these people, I don't think allowing Onyendu to continue to sit there for till Christmas would have done him serious disservice. So whatever we can do, even if it means we'll pull this guy down to bring Onyendu out before Christmas, we have to do it. Never. So I will stop there now and take a few questions. Mazi, please, if you I can't see my screen, I can't see everybody. You know, hand was all first. I know Sister Magdalene will go raise hands at the very beginning. So you just acknowledge people in order of the hand raised. We want to get a report from the zone. So as you're asking your question, making comments, tell us the zone you're from and what is going on there. Are there improvements in the zones? What can be done to improve it and to revive the zone?
Okay. Mrs. Ugo, please go ahead and speak.
Good evening, Biafrans.
Good evening.
I just overheard Miss Mazi Nwokoro saying, Mazi Sami Heme, talking about a fundraising coming up. And I had a glance at the flyer of that fundraising. I'm not sure who put it up, but I think we are very clever people, the Biafrans, And when we are doing things, we should do it in such a way that we don't end up mocking ourselves. I look at that letter. The date of the fundraising is the same date of that letter was written. So the letter was written on the 13th of August and fundraising on the 13th of August. So we are not stupid. The person that wrote that letter should bring it down because it's already been spread. That's number one. Secondly, before now, there was a message trading, and I think it was also tweeted that Onyendu said there should be no more fundraising. I need to be corrected that there should be no more fundraising. So my question is, this very fundraising that is coming on the 13th of August, was it approved by Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our supreme leader? That's my question.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Okay, National, can I please answer that, please?
No, Maz, no, it's not. Every question comes to me unless I invite you, Maz. Sorry.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, our sister. I've noted your points. Or if somebody else's hand is up, sure. But let me answer your question. I think there are easy answers. First is to thank you for your observation. Honestly speaking, as soon as the letter came out, I did the same observation. But unfortunately, I'd already gone out, and I'm sure that the date has been changed. Mazi Sam, please do as our sister rightly said.
I have already, yes, I've updated.
Frankly speaking, I thought if the correction had already gone out.
Yes.
But thank you for the ego eye. It's a very good observation. We shouldn't make such mistakes. It's just a typo error, but it's a very significant one. Then regarding the question of approval, first, let me clarify. I asked exactly the same question you asked at the DOS. And before then, if you remember, the last meeting we came, I clarified that what Onyendu said should stop or be suspended is every fundraising to do with his release. Whether you call it free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, lobbying, whatever, but to do with Onyendu's release. That every of such fundraising should stop. Stop in the sense, again, this is the clarification, stop in the sense that people are proliferating it, excuse me, I shall bite my tongue. That is, people are copying the whole thing everywhere, including people who have no direct connection with IPOB led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. People who are doing all sorts of things in the name of Onyendu's release without being accountable for it. Every fundraising is supposed to be approved by the DOS, but some people, we already know what's been going on, been saying all sorts of things, even against the DOS. So Onyendu stopped that. The clarification from our leadership is that that suspension does not include ESN. ESN is a national security call, and this one in particular is an emergency. And as I said, it's not only UK. Some countries are not, from what they said in the meeting, are not going to make appeal. They have their system, they can raise the money without making an event for it. But unfortunately, I, as the national coordinator in UK, I'm not 100% sure we can reach our target unless we come out transparent with our people and appeal to our people. And I believe in transparency. I told you, the DOS, they know me. What's the point of asking people to put in their money and I cannot explain to them? I cannot do that personally. I should be able to explain to them what I'm asking for. So this fundraising in a nutshell is approved by the DOS. In fact, I wrote a letter, I can publish it. Every country was asked to write officially to the HOD to get official approval, so that if anybody is doing it unofficially, they're on their own, and that should not be supported. So Onyendu is fully aware of this, and I'm sure I can't speak for HOD, that Onyendu has given his blessing. What Onyendu doesn't want is IPOB fighting themselves in the name of raising funds for his release. And at the end of the day, 80% of those people claiming to raise funds for his release are not even in any way or shape or form interested in his life, let alone his release. That's the hypocrisy he's thinking. That's what he doesn't want. And that is spoiling his name and also spoiling the good name of Biafra. I think that's what he doesn't want. But Onyendu will not want Umu-Akwukwó to be dying in our forests or Biafra land without any support. No, he won't want that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have set it up in the first place. If Onyendu was out here, he will be the #1 to make sure that whatever Umu-Akwukwó need, they get it. And let me emphasize, this fundraising is not for their welfare or medical. It's not for eating. This is for pure security. I won't mention it in this meeting. This is purely for security. No one.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Oba, could you please speak? Mr. Oba, could you please go ahead and speak? Mr. Oba, unmute yourself and go ahead and speak.
Mazi Oba, please go ahead.
Go ahead, Biafra.
Go ahead, Biafra. Please, when you are called upon, if your hand is up, be ready, and I think we'll be timing people out.
Yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Biafra.
Go ahead, Biafra.
National, I greet you.
There was sir.
I greet everyone today in this meeting. What I want to say here is, first of all, on ESN. ESN is very, very crucial and very important for us. And as the committee have stated, information has been passed to zones and regions. And just to be quick to say, we had a regional meeting yesterday, and this issue was we discussed about it, and we were aware that there was a targeted amount that UK is supposed to bring or raise during this ESN fundraising program. So I don't know if that is the case. If it is the case, we want to know how much UK is demanded to raise up for this fundraising. And if that amount is known, like we did last time, national, you remember, when we wanted to do the lobbying something, each zone. No. So I'm just want to do it so I can be quick on this. So I would also like us to do the same here, and then split the money so that each zone or each region, any way you want to carry it out, will have a target amount so that we will reach up the amount that UK is needed. I mean, it's demanded for this raising. It's very crucial. Next one.
Okay.
Secondly, national, to be honest with you, IPOB has scored a very good goal for what the UN has done. And it's left for us to push it further. If we don't push it further, the zoo cannot do anything. So the protest you mentioned is very, very crucial at this point, and we have to do it in strategic places where the world attention, will be drawn on. Normally, we do go to number 10 Downing Street and BBC. I think it's also important this time to go to BBC with our placards written clearly and those letters you do normally write up to tell them that this has been decision of UN over this case, and we have not heard anything from them. Because BBC needs to broadcast it. Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. So we need to go to their door and knock on their door. If they're not aware, we have to make them aware.
So it's very, very important. We don't have to sit back.
Thank
You
you.
have
Thank
to
you.
push it forward to make sure that the whole world knows about this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, NC. Please, can we make it snappy because I have a lot of hands. You know, people should every individual.
I'll take all the points, then I'll respond at once.
Yeah, individuals should please go straight to the
But
point.
if somebody has already said asked question relating to yours, please do not elaborate too much on that. You know, don't dwell on it.
Mazi Osodimma Oba, please go ahead and speak. After we heard it. Okay. Emeka Sheffield family, please go ahead and speak. Mazi Emeka, please, from the Sheffield. Biafra will hear thee.
For me not to waste anyone's time, I just want to say two things. We already know there is a lot of confusion and distraction. If there should be a meeting from DOS or to the people that in leadership, is it not best to send it like a communique? This is what is needed. Put it. We should have a structure that we should have like signature or whatever we know. Yeah, this is coming from instead. This is coming from or the head. Instead of when we come here, we start trying to find out which one is truth or which one is not true. If it's like, okay, this is what the DOS is circulating, if it's every country or every zone or every whatever, this is what is expected of them. When we come to a meeting, we present it, this is what is coming from the DOS. That is one. And we are talking about Umu-Akwukwó student, which I myself know who the students are or what we are referring as a student. I am not too long in this family. When I joined was when they were saying, I will say this one in Okubai, need for pen and pencil. So pen and pencil, this is what student use. My friends, that was when I myself newly joined. I have made all my Aketo. Just a simple question. I'm not trying to prove a point. Did every one of us make this Aketo commitment? Has every one of us that is here, because I'm expecting that people that are here are people that at least will say that they can represent a family or a branch. Has every one of us made this Aketo?
Okay, thank you, Machineke. Very good question. So let's move to the next person. Please keep your questions as well.
Mazi Boniface, please go ahead and speak.
I'm sorry, I'm Mazi Onyeka. Then I will respond to the questions. We go ahead and then ask more questions later.
Okay, so Mazi Boniface, please go ahead and speak.
All hail Biafra.
Biafra, we're here, dear.
Yeah, I have a question. And my question goes like from what the national said, that Onyendu doesn't want maybe raising fund for his release. And we understand it that that is the reason why the US.
Let me just point of correction. Onyendu doesn't want fundraising in his name for his release.
Exactly. That's what I.
No, they're not the same thing. Raising fund and fundraising are not the same thing.
Okay. What I'm referring to is that we were raising fund for the lobbies, and exactly, I think that it was stopped. And last time when you stopped it, you said that Onyendu stopped it and said that we should not continue in raising that money. And my question is, this money has been raised for some time now, and it is lying in the bank. And we need to support the ESN. Can't we convert this money raised for the lobbies for ESN? Because we find out that it is the same people that are contributing, donating money, that are still donating. Those who called in the social media or even in IPOB, if you come in, you will find out that they are not even contributing. Many are not contributing, yet they are answering IPOB members. So my question is that, my question is, can't we convert this money so that it will go for the use for?
Thank you, Mark. A very, very good question. I've noted it. Thank you. The last person.
Yes, Onyeka.
All hail Biafra.
All hail
Biafra, we're
All hail Biafra.
Biafra, we're here.
I'm not going to ask you to explain, but I want you to consider later, because I want to hear what is being done, because IPOB name is being used. I joined IPOB immediately I saw Nnamdi Kanu 2012. And then people that joined, that they are not joined, but 2020, I was at home. I saw them intervening in Nnamdi Kanu, and now they are making it as if I'm following them. They are calling themselves IPOB. I'm not under them. I want to know what POS is doing. That's number one. Because today in Twitter, they use Nnamdi Kanu's picture side by side, that maybe they're the deputy now or they're the leader. That's one. Action needs to be taken against them because they are not under oath, they're not obeying command, they're not listening to a radio. Rather, people listen to and tell them, they use it to come and broadcast rubbish. I followed when I was home. And now what I'm seeing, I don't like it, because this is why our struggle is drawing backward. And this is why Nnamdi Kanu is being detained in detention.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I'm exactly like yourself. I don't like what all the rubbish do.
And I heard what is happening. What are they going to do about this Kanu? I thought it was his brother, but he's a distant cousin. You know what is happening in Nigeria now. Power tussle. We are not family business. If it's family business,
Okay, thank you, my sister. I will respond to Biafra. Thank you for that wonderful note you ended your question. I can assure you, by way of answer, that IPOB remains one big, strong, indivisible family. Like Onyendu said, it will take them 50 years to penetrate IPOB and perhaps another even 50 years to conceive of destroying it. The zoo, the Janjaweed, with all their collaborators, spent huge sum of money running into hundreds of millions of US dollars, if not up to billion, since the last couple of years. What happened last year wasn't just conceived last year. It's a project they've been working on. But we'll be lying to ourselves to say, Omehanya effect, or the cowardice, malaria, even COVID-19. It will shake you, but it won't kill you. So let me stop it there. A lot is being done. The people that are parading and making all the rubbish they are doing in the name of Onyendu, they are also some of the reasons why Onyendu is giving out this instruction we are getting. Remember, it's not easy for him to pass message from inside there. So these messages that come out, I don't know. Only him knows how he's doing it, and I think our barrister, Ojifor in particular, is doing a wonderful job of getting out some of these messages. I will say, don't be distracted, as Onyendu will always say. Remain resolute, remain focused. Just ignore them. Maybe you're new to our meeting. I've already passed an order here, which was also endorsed by the DOS. We do not mention those names in our gathering, please. And even in your zonal forums, banish any mention of those names. If anybody continues to mention those names, to make references to them, or even to share their views or posts on your forum, after 2 or 3 warnings, send the name of the person to me. They'll be out of IPOB. Enough of that rubbish. We are now on a course of revival, and Chukwukadama is with us. We are doing it well. Some of those people that were deceived are looking for a way to come back. But I got your chance this time around. That's all I can tell you on that note. Regarding somebody, my brother, you said, Akeito, I think we can say that in English. I believe you're referring to the oath, our oath.
No, I'm not referring to.
Okay, sorry.
Defense fund. Defense fund.
Oh, you mean the contribution? Because your line was breaking. I didn't understand exactly what the reference. You mean contribution, defense fund,
Yes,
and the rest of it?
yes.
It still remains the same. IPOB code of conduct hasn't changed. Yes, what has changed at the times?
Sorry to cut in. Sorry to cut in. My question is simple. I said those, because like my brother said, it's the same people that is raising fund that always been taxed and taxed and taxed. My question is, from the beginning, when the ESN was formed, they said every IPOB member has to make that payment.
Yes, that's what I'm replying to you, that hasn't changed.
That Akito.
It has not changed. And the only thing I can ask is that people should please live up to the IPOB standard levies. Those standard levies, including our dues, they haven't changed.
Yeah.
However, to answer your question, we are not oblivious of.
Everybody has paid.
Well, the financial officer will give you that answer. But what I'm saying to you is that is a responsibility, it's an obligation on each and every one of us, especially those of us who are on oath. So the financial records are there. If anybody hasn't paid, it's there for them. They ought to pay. However, this is the point, again, it's been raised in meeting. We are not blind or oblivious to the economic realities of our time. Everybody knows that the time we find ourselves hasn't been the best. Aside what has happened to the struggle itself, Brexit, COVID, now Russia, Ukraine, all manner of economic excuses. So we understand and we give people leeway. That is why, for example, this fundraising is not a levy, it's a fundraising. In other words, is a free will donation. It's not a levy. Some of the countries that attended the meeting, as I said, are not doing events like fundraising. They are just asking themselves, I will come to the target. And what they will do is that, okay, this is our target, and we have SY principal officers pay this amount, other members pay this amount, and they raise it. But for us, UK, we are looking to even raise above the target, but the target that was mentioned is minimum. The essence of the fundraising is so critical that if you can even double it, that would be great. So we are looking beyond just meeting that target, but going the extra mile. That is why we are given the opportunity to do fundraising so that we can also invite those who are not IPOB family members, those that we've been evangelizing for the past 1 month or 6 weeks. All the people that we've been reaching out to can also come and support us, like you said. If it's the same people that have been paying all the time, they may not get to the target. Not because they don't want to, but they don't have it. They can't keep themselves. So we need to embrace people of goodwill, not anyhow person. Those who genuinely want to support us. Last Saturday, we were in London doing evangelism. Somebody on their own, nobody even prayed to him. He saw what we were doing, came and gave £50 that they're not IPOB member to support what we are doing. So if you can go around in your zones and get 10 people give £20 or £50, that's fundraising. So we can do similarly the same across the whole of UK and meet our target and even do more. So I don't want us to go into too much debate or semantics of what has happened before, what needs to be done. We have a target given to us. Let's work out how to do it. There's a team that is in charge. They are the ones doing all the mathematics. Our duty is to support the fundraising and give what we can give. Don't, like you do your offering in your churches or whatever, give your own. Don't worry too much what Mr. A or B is giving in this instance. But the rest of the financial situation of IPOB, the records are there. And as amateurs are going, those records will be looked into. And that we are also working on the financial side of UK to be sure that the records are accurate, nothing will be falsified. When Onyendu comes out, he is coming out. It's a matter of when. He will see the whole record in black and white. So that's all I can tell you on that. Somebody talked about who is in charge of ESN. For heaven's sake, our leadership is in charge of ESN. I don't know how some of us see the struggle. In an ideal world, every revolutionary movement, which is what IPOB is in real terms, operates like a clandestine or secret society, really. You can come on Zoom and you want to spell everything out on Zoom. And they also, because of that, I'm sorry, I'm not going to define Umu-Akwukwó. If you don't understand or know what Umu-Akwukwó is, take it as a assignment, at least go home and so you will get the answer when you go home. So I'm not going to speak on that one, please. Somebody asked about, can't we convert the money raised so far from the free MNK fundraising? Very good question. I also asked that question to European Rep because of the exigence or the emergency of this situation, but we were told no. And I repeat what I said before. Onyendu did not say that fundraising is wrong or that it should be stopped. It's only suspended. And the reference is that it was never even meant to be open fundraising. The same way Onyendu went about ESN. You and I didn't know anything about it until it was announced. When he commissioned the American group also for lobbying. We didn't know anything about it. It's only when the enemy he fell into the hand of the enemy, we started hearing this and Bob, how much was involved and it's which sum of money. The same way Onyendu started this UK lobbying group. The mandate was not for Onyendu release, but for our referendum date. Nobody knew about it. I mean, you and I. So it was never meant to be open something, and that's what he wants us to revert to do it, leave it the way he had already planned it. Maybe the best thing would be when he comes out, he will do it himself. But I can assure you the US has been working very hard for the past few months, especially. And something is going on in that direction too. So the money we raise for that will still be used judiciously for the purpose of that. We will see the result. Let me just hint us something. A Yoruba group, originally I thought it was the Yoruba Now Nation that we normally collaborate with when we do rallies. And especially I will thank our brother Solomon, JJ Man. He was the go-between in this particular connection with this Yoruba group. Since May, before our May 30 rally, I've been discussing with them when JJ Man informed me to contact their leader. And they told me they had some money they were going to send to their own group for Sunday Igbogho's release. They were making the contribution. But lo and behold, Sunday Igbogho was released. So that money wasn't needed. And they wanted to use it to support our struggle for Onyendu's release, because they knew about the legal fundraising. This has taken the greater part of at least more than 6 weeks. When we went to Brussels, I was still talking with them. And eventually they said, oh, they're going to send the money now to us, what the token they were able to contribute. Believe me, I, as a person, thought maybe it was about 500 pounds, or the way they were playing it down. And only just a few weeks or so ago, they made a transfer to our national account. In total, 2 transfers, I have to be very transparent, £2,650. It wasn't even the whole Yoruba Now UK group.
Wow,
It was a small group, a group within the group, who felt we are working hard for something good, and this is the token they can support with. They did it quietly. So people who understand struggle, to be honest, they don't ask too many questions. But to Onyendu be all the praise, because he set up IPOB, more like a quasi-democratic mass movement. I've done a lot of research. Freedom fighting movements are never this open. And that's why Onyendu is also suffering, because you get a lot of betrayal. People see here, they are only interested in taking the information they will go and sell. And then we still every time want everything spelled out like in elementary school, so that all our secrets will be laid open. We must learn, and that's what the DOS is doing. So somebody asked, why didn't DOS write it in a memo? They can't. They can't. You don't understand. I'm sorry, you don't understand what we are into. It's not everything. They have passed the message to the national coordinators. And we are lucky that you got me that how can one teacher like to explain? But it's not necessary. Let's call a spade a spade. So if the leadership has passed it, we are under hierarchy, the chain of leadership. You get the message from the leader. You want the leader to write it on memo for you. Tomorrow, people are flying everywhere with the memo. The memo is my voice. What needs to be in paper, we'll put in paper. But what doesn't need to be in my brothers and sisters? Let's stop proving too far. Yes, somebody talked about leveraging on the protests we are doing. That's a very fantastic idea. That's exactly what we are doing. And I can assure you, as somebody asked about the Lego or whatever, there are plans already. I don't want to say much. Come to Leicester, to the meeting in Leicester. A few things will be said in Leicester. Let me not say too much here. Then we have a target. The initial target UK was given the key countries, UK, Canada, and US was given double because US is very large. In US dollar was $22,000. So you do the conversion in pounds. As I said, we could have tasked ourselves and raised it. And I still want us to please give what we can for the purpose of homeland security, especially at this point in time. And then let's invite a few people from outside who understand. I've asked the team to be selective in those they invite. Yes, we need money, but we don't need people who will sell us or those who will still come and do what they did before to us. No. But we'll try our best. My own wish is that we will raise twice because every nation was given the target based on HGM. At least they will be able to meet a particular target of HGM. I won't call the name here now, but it's needed like yesterday.
National, I've got national. Sorry to interject
I
there.
think I've gone round. Sorry, Mazi, 1 second. I've gone round the questions. If I missed out anyone, remind me. Then I'm going to ask.
I've got 2 more hands up. Let them just.
Okay, let's have those 2. Then we move to finance. There will be opportunity for more questions, please.
Yes, because the hand has been up. Engineer Chinedu, please go ahead and speak. Engineer Chinedu, please go ahead and speak.
Go ahead, Biafra.
Biafra will head.
Oh, Biafra.
Yeah, you just mentioned about the Lister evangelism, and then we were about to do that before the COVID, but the COVID, I think, stopped it. I think some of us paid money as well for the transportation, and then I don't know if it can still be viable to be used for the one we paid before, or what next? And those who couldn't go, if they are not able to attend, are they going to get their money refunded? And it was just about, it's not too much money, but I just asked.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, just one more question again. Nwajogu, please go ahead. Mazi Nwajogu, please go ahead and speak. Mazi Nwajogu, mute yourself and speak. Thank you. Biafra will head you.
Biafra will head. Nwajogu.
Nwajogu. Thank you for the correction. Thank you.
Okay. Never mind. Thank you, National, for your explanation. And I want to thank also everybody present here today. Let me say something in the direction of what our National has explained. Yes, it's not everything that is going to be spelled out for us before we understand what we're doing. Normally, freedom fighting doesn't used to have a gathering, open gathering like we're doing now, where we discuss everything in the open. It's because of our inquisitiveness. That's what made Onishi to do some broadcast that made him to ask Mrs. Ndenya then to come on radio and tell the whole world what every zone, every country contributed every month in terms of what do you call it? Cultural levy. It wasn't called cultural levy then, but it is called cultural levy. So if you are in this struggle, you know where I'm going to. It is important that we, as a people, that we know what we want. We know what we want, and what we want is more than anything we can ever think in this life. Let me give us a few examples. If we know people that they're called the Kosovo or the Albanians, they went through what we are going through now. When they were fighting for their liberation, they were paying 100 euros every month from their salary. They walk around the clock. If we are having this attitude, too much of patience without action, end of the day, we don't have, that money is not there. If it is the way, if they come out with full-blown war to us, are we going to be asking this question? We should know that every money we make then must go to struggle. The only money that can go out of your house is what you use to feed your family and what you use to pay your house rent. Every other money after that goes into the struggle. Because it is our own resources they use to fight us.
The people that call the illiterates, they went through the same process. They pay every month to their direct debit. 100 euros every month before they touch their money, the money already gone out of their account. That's money for struggle. It is important to know that we must take this thing very, very, very serious. If we are not taking it serious, when we call for donation, you see 3 people. We call for general meeting, you see 3 people. But at the end of the day, at the meeting, everybody will ask questions left and right. You call general meeting, nobody will come. It's not good. We should change our character and our attitude towards this struggle. We are not here for career struggle. We should do this thing once and for all and have rest. Go back to our nation and build our home. So then,
thank you, Mazi.
Let's talk about one thing. Can we, as we are speaking now, because we are 83 number, somebody is speaking. 83 number. Can we start that donation now? Let's do something here.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a very good point.
I'm giving 100 pounds immediately.
Okay. All hail Biafra. And I will go support Najago. I'm also giving 100 pounds. We don't have to all speak. You can just type it in the chat, or you can also do it through your zone. But the main message is that can we start the action? More action, less talk. Mazi, you ask your question quickly, please, so we can progress. The next item we are going into is financial update. Our UK National Financial Officer will give us an update, and also the efforts she and her team have been making to make sure that all our finances, the books are clean. Maybe we help us stop all these doubts and questions we ask. Now go sit quickly, please, then we can move.
I'll help Biafra.
Biafra.
It's not really a kind of question, it's just a kind of observation.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, actually I'm new here, and I'm a kind of new in UK. I came in last year, and generally I'm new in this particular forum. So, and I'm coming all the way from Biafra land, and I was a member there. And I can tell you categorically clear that the people that are feeling the heat are the people back home. And there is no sacrifice one can make than putting his or her life in this struggle. 200K, giving 200K, giving 500 pounds doesn't equate to life.
No.
It pains me that some of us are asking questions. I don't want to call it silly questions, but it pains my heart to understand that some of us are asking this kind of question without even considering people who have paid the ultimate price. They are giving their life for this struggle. So I want us to, this is an agitation. This is a nation we are fighting for. Let us, do everything within our strength to ensure that we get it once and for all. Understand? Let us stop doubting. Let us stop doubting. The person talking is our national coordinator, and from all indications, it's coming from the DOS. So we should stop asking this kind of question or developing this kind of attitude. We should all be positive and support massively. So this is just my observation. There is no amount that can be equated to life. So I want to donate my own now, because on that 13th of August, I might be at work. I'm giving 100 pounds at least per start. Thank you.
Bless you, watching again. Thank you. And let me just say that the type of wisdom you have shown, honestly speaking, flesh and blood will not reveal such to anybody. It is only spirit. And Onyendu always say, Biafra is the spirit. If you are dealing with Biafra in flesh and blood, you will be deceived. You will miss your target. Let me not wish anybody bad by saying, if you're not careful, you may not even see Biafra. You have to deal with Biafra in the spirit. And there's a lot of wisdom and understanding and knowledge in the spirit that the flesh does not know. Thank you, Machineke. I may continue to bless you. You might be new to UK, but you are not new in the spirit. You were never new in Biafra.
All right.
Engineer, sorry, Mazi, no more question, please.
Okay.
Engineer Chinedu, your answer, I think, will be best given. I hope that Dr. Kachi is here. Maybe when he gives an update about bid, he can answer you best. But from the little I know, yes, from February 2020, when the Leicester meeting was first called, all the plans made then remain valid. And in fact, credit must go to Dr. Kachi and his team that ensured that the transportation company, he retained good communication with them. I don't know the outcome, but my understanding is that the plan is still valid. So I will urge you to get in touch with him or any other person who is in charge. Maybe your regional coordinator, Ichie Okobi, I might know. So if that plan is still valid, then all those who paid for that transport will still be able to utilize that payment to come to Leicester. I don't have the details. So you're best to reach out to your regional coordinator and Dr. Kachi to get the details. So on that note, I thank everybody who made comments. There are no silly questions, but it's just that we should show more understanding and save our time. This meeting originally was made for, if you look at the agenda, to finish in 2.5 hours, which is 10:30. Though we started almost half an hour late, but it must finish by 10:45. Remember, we have said we're not doing meetings of 7 hours and 6 hours as it used to be in the past. And our meetings have always been between 2.5 hours, max 3 hours. So we have 45 minutes maximum from now. We round it up. Lolo, Sofia, please, if you can give us a quick national financial update and any other information. I know you've been working very hard in the last week or so, just to let people know and reassure people.
Good evening, everybody. National, before I start, I see iPhone there and I don't see a name. If I can just know who it is, because I don't know who is who. We had people last time that.
Okay, there is one, it's Choma's iPhone. I think that one is not.
No, that one just say iPhone. It didn't say any name.
Okay, that one is your deputy, I believe. Then, Mazi, please find out who. I thought you sorted all those iPhone out.
iPhone Branson Smith. I'm not sure that's Branson Smith. I'm not. Mazi Branson Smith.
It just said iPhone.
Sorry?
I think it's Bishop Comfort. Bishop Comfort, did you log in with, she comes in with iPhone.
Okay.
She was complaining of not being able to join the meeting. Bishop Comfort, if you're there with your iPhone, can you speak out so we change your name? If not, we remove the person. Bishop Comfort.
Okay. While we are waiting for that, I don't know whether Dr. Kachi has joined us. If
yes,
you'll be ready to come on to give an update about bid.
Doctor is here.
He's here. And then Leicester Zonal Coordinator or the Deputy also be standby to tell us about Leicester AGM. Leicester Lolo.
Okay, whilst we are waiting,
if she's not responding, so as not to waste time, should I remove iPhone? But
yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Bishop Comfort, are you there? Bishop Comfort Ubani.
Yes, go ahead and remove it.
I have no choice than to remove this iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Lolo.
I'm happy to hear to be here with you all. I just want to thank all the financial secretaries. We had a meeting on Friday. 15 zones has actually attend. I don't know what happened with the other finance secretaries, but I'm going to call out the zones that has attend. So if your zone is not present, please make sure that you get in touch with me so that I can get hold of your finance secretaries, because I don't know the problems that our finance secretaries have that they did not attend. But I am happy because now we have a national account, a High Street national account, Lloyd's Bank account. So I will share that with the secretaries if I got all of them. But I have sent the details already with some of them so they know where to put their money. So, and our national can also touch on it if I have missed everything. So I just wanted to call all the names of the zones. Aberdeen family, this is the zones that has attended the meeting on Friday. Aberdeen family, Edinburgh family, Huddersfield family, Hertfordshire family, Kent family, Leicestershire family, Liverpool family, Lewisham family, Greater Manchester family, Manchester family, Mitcham family, Nottingham family, North London family, Barking and Dagenham family, Teesside family. That's the 15. So the zones that has not attended, I'm also going to call you out, because I'm not gonna call the new zones because that is understandable. They are new. So I'm gonna call now the other 17 zones that is well known. Croydon family, Leeds and Bradford family, that they are up to date with their dues. I must say it. Whole family, West Midlands family, Newcastle family, North Croydon family, Forest Gate family, Northamptonshire family, Milton Keynes family, Basildon family, Bristol family, Coventry family, Mid-Kent family, Wales family, Sheffield family, Glasgow family, and Luton family. We have 40 families, but as you can see, only 15 has attended of the 40 families that we have. 25 was missing. I excuse, or we have about, I think it's almost 7 or 8 new zones. And then the others ones that I have called is old family members. So if your family was not here, please get in touch with me after the meeting or in the chat so that I can take your details or your finance secretary details, please. It's very important that we pay our monies, all our monies. We know where we need to pay it, because now we cannot make any more excuses, because the excuses was been going around of me being the sole signatory. Now there is 4 signatories on this account. So don't worry, your money is safe. It didn't go anywhere. It goes only where it is been directed to go. So that is all that I can say. I don't know if anyone want to ask me any questions, and if our national want to maybe say something more, then you are free, sir, to do it. Thank you very much, everybody. All Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra. Thank you very much, Lolo. Please reserve your questions. Again, look at the items on the agenda. You ask question after.
National. Pastor Nick, I want to ask the
Please write down your question. Follow our item. There's a place for question after the next 2 speakers. Then you can ask your question now. Just like a notice, you have your time to ask the question. I just wanted to add to what Lolo said, that it was a very good meeting that they had. Mr. Neka, your zone was represented. I know you sent apology, you were represented. And the resolutions, people should please try and go through it, not just the financial secretaries, even the zonal coordinators and principal officers.
Who represents the zone?
Don't worry, you come to that. Somebody represented your zone. I was there. I will get the name. Let's just follow the meeting. If all the zones have their financial secretary in the forum for financial secretaries, where the national financial officers are, then you will not miss out on any information. And if all of us follow the template, follow the system we put in place now, which includes that the financial secretaries will have quarterly meeting every 3 months. They will hold this type of meeting we had last Friday, so that everybody is on the same page. Some of the not so good practices some people are doing, not because just because they didn't know better, will be cut out. Everybody will understand how it works, and then it will make the job and the life of the national financial officers easier. We said a lot that day. Some of them will be coming up in Leicester, the AGM, where we'll ratify them, including instruction from the leadership that there must be at least a regional bank account where the zones under the region will operate one account. Like a lot of now, we have more than 43 zones, including the new ones that just started. We are growing all the time. And that is positive. But then we need to also ensure that there's a management system. We are growing to be on top of things and not let things slip away. So I will leave it for now regarding finance. But as I said, it's a very fantastic job Lola is doing, sorting out some of the issues we are having, bank account, and I think at the end of it, everybody will be happier for it. You know, with these things will become clearer. Your financial secretary should be able to give you a very credible account of your finances at the zone and at the region. And then the national officers will give a summary of them at the national level. And national coordinator should have a spreadsheet, information at his disposal. If the leadership call me, if Onyendu comes out tomorrow and call me, ask me the state of UK finance, I don't need to be saying, I just on my laptop and the whole data, or send it to him. And it won't go, he will see it and he will study it and he will understand and make sense of it. We do these things in our workplace, so why can't we do it in our community? So on that note, I would like to invite Dr. Kachi Lois to please give us updates on BEAT, Biafra Education Awareness Day. We all know it's coming up and we need to support it as well. Very important. Then after that, Leicester Zonal Coordinator or Deputy, please be standby to give us updates on the plans for the AGM. Doc, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the page. I'm sorry I came in late, finished late today. Let me quickly answer some questions about the coach. I'm glad most of you remembered. We scheduled to go to Leicester in 2019. But what I call the price of disunity, someone decided that they want to cancel that trip. But Onyendu stepped in, so as there be no infighting, and asked us to postpone it. We have had coach everything ready to roll. We were told on Friday, when the trip was on a Saturday, I think it was Chicken Days, and we told me that Onyendu told him to inform me to postpone that. Imagine how I felt. Now, it cost us a lot of money hiring the hall because you have paid the deposit. It cost us money for the food, so those are not refundable. A coach was told we're going to reschedule the meeting, and they were playing along with it. Then COVID hit. I think it was about 2 or so months ago, because we were anticipating we're going to go back to Leicester. Phoned the same coach company. I said, remember us, because we used them for EUG in Liverpool trip. So that's the first time we used them. We also hired them for the Leicester trip. We have used them for Hull, so they are familiar with us. So I phoned them and say, well, what's happening? We're going to, when COVID is lifted, we're going to need your coach again. So in the meanwhile, they have changed their company. It's now under new management. So that is causing an added stress and burden to us. The negotiation is going to start because they owe us at least one coach and the other one was nearly filled. So we paid over 1,000, and most of you remember paying your either 20 pounds. I've forgotten the exact sum. So just to let you know the update, I'm in the process of getting back to the same company now that we have the date for the general meeting so that they can deploy their coach. But because it's done by a new company, there might be some legal argy-bargy. That's the way I like to put it. So it's not concretized at the moment. So those of you who want your refund, I want my refund as well. Nobody has taken your money. It's the company that's hanging on to the agreement we made. There's a new company. There might be a time factor. So this is part and parcel of a lesson about the cost of disunity. So once I've finalized with them what the options are, then I'll report back about the amount we paid so far. Of course, we're desperate that we shouldn't lose that money because it's a lot of money. But I just want you to bear that in mind. Before I talk about BEAD, I also like to remind ourselves, as Able National has mentioned, we're dealing with human beings in Biafra, or we are Biafrans, and we're used to being ectophalos. We don't like to be led or be told what to do. And our attitudes are fractionated. Everybody wants to do what they like. So when you ask a Fulani person, you see that car, go and burn it. It will be burnt instantly when the leaders tell them to do so. Tell the Biafran, the first thing they ask you, should we start with the bonnet? Or what about this door, the boot? Where do you want us to burn it? And that is our headache. We don't like to listen to instructions. We want to argue. That's how we lost the radio, which are in remember the radio transmitters? Show us where it is, show us where it is. And of course, they went and betrayed it. So what the Chief Nice said is precisely the headaches we have. You need to learn that we are in a struggle. When democracy comes, then by all means, do what you like. There are certain instructions which is given from above, just obey it, okay? That will help us to move forward faster than we are at the moment. And someone quite rightly said, those who argue too much are those who do the least. That's in our understanding. So now coming to BEAD. BEAD stands for Biafra Education Awareness Day, but the day has now been turned to dissemination. Why? Because in every country, there are pearls of individual knowledge about Biafra, which most of us, I don't know, each day I read, I find something brand new. So we're gathering all this information and stringing them into a pearl, like a necklace. And that pearl of wisdom will help us to structure how not only we're going to restore Biafra, what to do when Biafra comes. So why are we listening to Nnamdi Kanu? Because he's given us the knowledge, which will give us the wisdom to restore Biafra. So BEAD is an extension of knowledge gathering data about what Biafra restoration is about. If you think education is expensive, someone says, try ignorance, okay? If you think it's too expensive to be educated, try the price of ignorance. And I said to you, if it wasn't for the education Biafrans had, we would not have lasted a month during the war. It's the knowledge of our people, the enthusiasm to learn that saved us. Now we have 24/7 electricity in UK. I want people reading more about Biafra. In fact, I find it so strange that when we have our meetings, you don't think it's necessary to have a section in your meeting to have a knowledge, history about Biafra. I think that is critical. When I joined IPOB, that's what I was doing at Forest Gate. We had a section where I taught people about what Biafra was about. That is what will help us to galvanize our people, and improve our, if you like, when we go out and evangelize, because you can't evangelize on empty knowledge. You've got to have the knowledge, okay? So the education is critical. This year, we're going to say humanitarian response to Biafran genocide. It's all about those who have helped us in the past. What did they do? What did Jim Brown do for Biafra? What did Jim Hendricks do for Biafra? What about, what's his name? The Beatle guy. What did they do? You have to start naming all these famous people so that others who are not Biafrans will say, yeah, I remember these people helped. Until we complete the conscience of the world that what happened during the war, we're just going to keep it within ourselves. So we need to expand the knowledge base of what we're doing so as to capture more supporters. So BEAD this year is fixed on the 20th of August. Yeah, 20th of August. It's going to be held in a university lecture theatre, which is at Goldsmith University Hospital in Lewisham. So we need your support. Everybody, do whatever you can to make it, because we're going to learn new things. I won't call it new things. Some people you already know. We're going to learn how we managed during Biafra. There's a lot of discussion about those who helped us during the war. This as human beings. So the more of this you expose, the more Nigerians become uncomfortable, because most of the things that they did to us, they hid it and they want to forget about it. When you bring it out, the world will know why we are still crying Biafra. Okay? So BEAD is critical, is an important part of us surviving. And I pray by God's grace, when Biafra comes, we then have the responsibility of teaching the next generation of what we have been through. Our fathers who survived the war were so traumatized, they just don't want to talk about Biafra. On top of it, Gowon said to talk about Biafra would be a disservice. So anything to do with Biafra was removed. Even the bite of Biafra on the map was expunged in 1972. Okay? So our duty is to bring all this information back in, because it's part and parcel of our survival strong strategy. So when you go to Radio Biafra, we're talking about what Biafra is about. When you let Nnamdi Kanu goes on, when you listen to his talk, it's about what's happened to us, what we're doing. So I urge you all to support BEAD. I don't need to beg you. Other people know about the importance of Biafra. So our duty is to make sure it's part and parcel of our survival strategy. The first time I described it was in Vienna. Okay, I mentioned here is BEAD, this is what we do. And the deputy of our struggle, a year later, decided he didn't know what BEAD was about. He was the one I was sitting next to when I presented BEAD at Vienna. Okay, so don't pretend you don't know what it's about. Donate. Okay, so I urge you to support BEAD. Now, in summary, the actual place, we're not imposing or levying extra amounts on every single one. It's a voluntary thing. People have already contributed, so that the whole we're hiring, the actual lecture theatre, has now been paid for. But we're still short of some funds. And I'm really grateful for those who have made their own contributions. We still need funds because it's something that will be running. So if there's many, we have to put posters up, we have to lay, if you like, all the equipment we need to make it an occasion, which is we normally invite people, but it may be possible to use IT for them to give us a brief summary of what they want to support us. So it goes live with Radio Biafra. There's so many things we can do because it's about information dissemination. So I'm not going to take much more of your time, there's a bid committee. We meet every Wednesday evening from 8:30 onwards. If you have spare time, join. How did we do last time? Every zone should have somebody who represent their zone for bid, so that if we're teaching something in bid, you go to your zone and say, this is what we discussed. The people who recognize Biafra, who are they? Okay, which countries? Why did they recognize us? This is what they discussed in the House of Parliament about Biafra on such and such a date. So you know about it. So when you go out there and talk to people, you are well versed in Biafra. Because what annoys people is you don't even know what it is you're discussing, what you're talking about. Okay? So our duty is to change that narrative to make sure people are well informed about Biafra. That is what sustained us. Mark Press was a propaganda, if you like, machine Radio Biafra used so that every single MP had an understanding of what happened to Biafra. And it went viral. Okay, so I will stop there. So I'm grateful for those of you who have made pledges. You have fulfilled the pledges. Allow us to secure the deposit to pay for the place we're going to use this, if you like, to use this seminar. This will be the third time we're having it done in the same place. Now, the most important thing is we need to be able to raise funds, which is important to support this project. I have proposed, and most people in the meeting have proposed that how about a t-shirt specifically for BEAD? And the problem is we don't want to spend the money. Okay, we don't want to spend money to hoping people will buy the t-shirt. So if you want a t-shirt, you need to order it. So we have the money in hand and then order the targeted amount of t-shirts. There are other things you can design, pens, writing pads, and so on. All this will help to generate the fund to keep this idea going and momentum going. Finally, I've been invited, so today, this Friday, to come and talk in Radio Biafra about what is that thing? What is it? What is that thing Onoaha does? You have to come and talk about critical questions and so on. So I need your support. Sorry?
Below the belt.
Yeah. So I'm going there to defend us. So please cheer me on. And this Friday. So I'm going to have more detail to let you guys know. So UK is being represented because they know how to beat and how important it is. They used it in their 30th of May thing. So that's all I need to say now. We need your support. Everything the national is saying is absolutely critical. Be supportive. When you go to disunity, it causes us a lot of headache. Don't bring out ideas just for the sake of bringing them out. Remember, the central thing is to get Nnamdi out where he is, and it'll be fastest if we do with united voice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kachi. They say knowledge is power. And if knowledge is power, then education is the muscle or the strength behind the power. So BEAD is so crucial. Education, awareness, dissemination, information, communication, they're all the same thing. Very critical in our struggle and strategic as well. So all I can say is to urge that please let's kindly support. I know it's too much going on now, like people already saying, but please support. If I may suggest to the BEAD team, I will say that let people who freely donate receive the t-shirt as a souvenir. So if you're donating towards BEAD, then you get a t-shirt as your souvenir. And if we are enriched to give more than a t-shirt, that would be great. But at least that will be the basic. And also, it is critical that every zone is represented, not just by the zonal coordinator. Anybody can be appointed to represent their zone on that event. I personally am sacrificing a lot on the 20th, apart from the 13th. 13th August is actually my birthday. And I'll have to throw it open here. It's not just ordinary birthday for me this year. It's my 50th. But I've put all that aside for the struggle. And for me, the best birthday present anybody can give me is to support ESL and also support BID. Support Onyendu to come out where he is. If you're going to spend £2 to buy me a card, please, I don't need it. Thank you very much. Give it to ESL. Give it to BID. Give it to the struggle for this year.
Chairman, national.
Let me sorry, I'm not taking questions yet. The next item, follow the program, please. Before we come to questions, is Leicester 2022. I invite the Leicester coordinator to please 5 minutes give us a quick rundown of what the plan is for the Leicester AGM. Mazi Okeneke, are you here? Or Biafra, Uzoma Johnson, the deputy, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
I'm going to be very brief because I'm very, very tired. I'm still at work. I'm supposed to leave, but our annual general meeting, which is going to be held in Leicester on the 10th of September, will start from 9:30 a.m. until dawn. The program is divided in 3 parts. 1, our rally and evangelism at Leicester City Center. We'll start at Leicester City Center / BBC Studio. It's not too far. It's just 3-4 minutes walk to BBC Studio. Then after that, we'll have our dinner at African Caribbean Center at 11:45 till 5 p.m. Be on time. It is very, very essential, please. Then at 5:15, we'll start our picnic and barbecue and evangelism at Victoria Park, which will last until 8:15 p.m. All the venues are within a walking distance, about 5 minutes to 7 minutes walk. We have already paid for our hall. There is I think I think there is a free parking space, though it's limited. But we still have pay parking available as well. So it will be very, very important that we try to arrive on time. So for those coming very far, for them to be able to have a space to park their car or their buses. There are also affordable hotels within 2 minutes walk from African Caribbean setting. Then please, if for anybody that has banner, speakers, music equipment, we urge you guys to bring it and support us, please. That will boost our outdoor activities. We also want to thank our East Midlands families that promised to support us in this our annual meeting, and we also ask if anybody that wants to support us as well. We know that there's a lot of activities going on and there's a lot of contribution. We know that time is very, 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 very difficult for each and every one of us, but we still please that if there's anywhere one can support, let the person not hesitate to do so. We also want to use this opportunity, especially the Leicester unit. We want to thank our national for all he has been doing, for his assistance and support he has been giving to us. And we also pray that God will continue to give him the strength and wisdom to continue to do all the great job he's doing. We really, really appreciate all your efforts. May God bless you so much. We also want to thank all the leadership, for all the things we are doing, especially for those that went to London. Some of us, we couldn't make it because of some circumstances beyond our control, but we really appreciate what you guys did at the Igbo cultural and arts. We are really proud of you. We saw everything, in this social media, at Facebook. So we really appreciate all your efforts. Kachukwu Gabiama bless all you all.
He said, thank you very much, Ada Biafra, and also to the Leicester family. Let me just, maybe before people ask question, she said there's going to be 3 parts. Evangelism rally, starting from 9:30 at the city center up to BBC. It's less than 1 minute from Clock Tower and the city center. Those who've been in Leicester know it too well. Then from there, you walk across, just down the other end to the train station. You are at African Caribbean Center, less than 5-7 minutes walk from city center. That is where the actual AGM meeting will hold at the African Caribbean Center. So when Ada Biafra said we have our dinner, yes, we have our dinner there, but we are not, it's not only dinner, we hold a proper meeting, have our dinner, have soft drink because the place will not allow alcohol. Then we go to Victoria Park, the largest park in Leicester. It's not too far again from there. Just after the train station, walk along the London Road. Victoria Park is by your right. There we'll have our barbecue, more refreshment and entertainment, and then alcohol can go there, I believe so. So that is the plan, Leicester House in place. And it's not just Leicester, as she rightly pointed out, East Midlands, the whole of Midlands. Let me thank our able West Midland coordinator, the regional coordinator, Mazi Henry Ebumba, and our brothers and sisters from West Midlands. I know you'll be supporting as you always do. Coventry, all the zones in and around us, Luton, Milton Keynes, Lincolnshire, Derby. I mean, that is a great day to revive my region. The same thing we are doing everywhere. Everywhere in UK should be on fire. Thank everybody for what they're doing. So Mazi, you can throw the questions open once again. We have 10 minutes and then we'll be rounding up.
Thank you. Mazi, Jeff, please make it snappy. Go straight to the point, please.
Go ahead, Biafra.
Biafra.
Yeah, I greet everybody in the house. It's not going to be a question for me. It's going to be a kind of a word of advice and encouragement for our struggle. For just maybe 1 or 2 minutes, then I'll go ahead and pledge for ESN. It's very important for us because if not them, I don't know what our people would have done back home. So my advice to our leadership, DOS, HDOS, all coordinators, every region, everywhere is we should just learn from our problems. I wouldn't say mistake because you can still put it that way. We should learn in terms of our financial area. A lot of rumors are going around, but if you're a real pure Biafran, you should know when you put 1 to 1 together and know which one is the truth today. So let us secure ourselves very well so that the enemy will not be able to manipulate over us anymore. As this journey is going, we'll be able to conquer very soon.
Then
ESN, it's not a question time. It's about action. Action speaks louder than words. And it's about time we should curtail how we speak, because the enemy is also using that to get information from us.
So I will pledge £150 for ESN. Thank you. And that should go to my coordinator in West Midland. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
that is awesome. Thank you very much, Mazi. Mazi, Frank Olumba, please go ahead and speak. Make it snappy, sir.
Yes, just briefly, and it's actually I don't have a question. Is to with regards to what somebody said about pushing forward the UN ultimatum to the zoo to release our leader. So it's very, very important that we push forward. And we in the international relations and the diplomacy team, we are just thinking aloud and considering the next steps to take. And we are thinking of how to write to the parliaments and head of states in the European countries. And as well as possibly African Union. And as well, someone suggested that we should write a letter and that the letter should come from HOD. Is going to be a uniform letter, which all the coordinators, our national coordinators in all the countries where we have our family members should send to the parliaments and heads of their countries. You know, so we are thinking and taking time to see the way forward to further inform the world that this message from ultimatum from United Nations must be adhered to, because as we all know, the Zoom, they have got billions to spend, and tomorrow they can buy UN and then they withdraw what they have said. So we have to make haste while the sun shines. So this is all I have to say for now. And with regards to my Manchester zone, we are moving forward, and the issue of ECN fund, we have already started contributing towards that before we stopped at a time, and I have started again. Despite the fact that members are not complying. We are up to 50 in numbers, but you see few were attending or being active. We are still going ahead. That's all I have to say for now, Umunnan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Points are clear.
Okay, finally, Unzaima, please go ahead and make it snappy.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to say that I'm very appreciative. We have to thank Lolo Sofia, because people who have been following the events and meetings, even before the new UK national came to office, we put her on spot because we wanted the signature to be more than one person for procedural regularity. She stayed steadfast, and today it's been done. So congratulations to her, and more grace to her able, and to the national that supported that. So the account now is in tandem with our suggestions. It means we have suggested, and the leadership has heard us, and it's been done. Thank you very much for that one. Now, let me come to another one, which is bid, please. Bid is not Dr. Okachi's pride or sole responsibility. Bid is for Biafra. So sometimes I feel so bad that we'll be talking about something that's so important like bid. I happen to have gone to school in that country when history was taught. So I did history, but some people didn't have the opportunity. There was no history then. So this remains the opportunity we have to know our history. So when we talk about money, we have already made contributions. I have made contributions, but we still need more money. So I look at people here, we were just like 77 before. Now maybe we are like 73. If we are 73 and we pay £5 here now, that will give us like 365. That is something. So why don't we do something now, just like we are doing for ESM, which is very laudable? £5 for people here can go a long way. Thank you.
Thank you, Nze. Let me start from yours. Yes, I support the appeal. I would suggest that when the big team meets this weekend or even before, please let the flyers go around and let all zonal coordinators cascade it to all your zonal members and ask them to chip in a token. And as I said, delegate somebody. Somebody must represent every zone at bid. Please, no excuses. So whether you are giving it right now or tomorrow, plan for it. Those of you that have already had your zonal meeting like us, we did yesterday. I shared the flyers in Leicester zonal meeting yesterday. So I expect the zonal coordinator and the deputy assistant that is here to take it up from there. And that's what all our regional coordinators should be doing. I don't want to belabor that fact. Please, our support is needed. And also, I join you in thanking not just Lolo for the smooth transition of the account, but also the Forest Gate family, the coordinator, wider Mason Joko, and all the other principal officers for their understanding and cooperation as well, because it wasn't easy. But I can also inform you that we have also opened the account for Forest Gate. So Forest Gates now have their own account separate from the national, but it will take a little while to transition people to get used to the new Forest Gate account. And we are there to support them to midwife it to ensure a smooth transition, no problem. And every penny paid into wherever it's paid will be sorted out. The paperwork will be immaculate, and all the accounting will stand the test of time. Even in 100 years' time, anybody that proves it or conducts an audit on it will say, yes, this people did a thorough job. So that's what we want to see at every region and at every zone. For every single event we hold, accountability, please. If you ask people to contribute £10, you owe it to them to explain to them what you use the £10 for. We led by example when we did May 30th, and we gave a thorough account of what the free will we received for May 30th is from May 30th that we spent the money we spent for IFAC. We didn't ask anybody for extra, but due to your love and magnanimity, IPOB canopy at IFAC was the most bubbling, the highest in attendance. And I think our food and drinks never finished. It was like Galilee. Even by 7:30, I saw somebody carrying cooler and more food and drink coming in. So, and this is what happens to Umuchileke. When you have faith, when you have love, when you have unity, you will never lack. Your pulse may seem dry today, but your faith will see you through and you will be refilled tomorrow. So that's all I'm going to ask us to please learn and walk as Onyendu has always walked, with faith and hope in your heart, love, peace, joy, forgiveness in your spirit. So I think we're going to end it on that note. Mazi, your suggestion about writing United Nations is well taken. If your team has been leading by example, you can draft something and send to me. We'll work together. I guarantee you, I propose it to the HOD. In fact, it was part of the informal discussion I had with the HOD and our European rep. So I'm sure something will be done in that direction. But again, we don't want to be saying everything we are going to do. You know, we need to use our, if we don't have all the guns and bombs, we have brain. We have to engage all that God has given us. But I believe that we will disarm our enemy. Yeah, that's all I can say. And once again, I thank everybody on behalf of the national officers, my National Secretary, Chichi, and the deputy who couldn't make it. He was supposed to join us about 9:30-ish. I think he's still at work. And all the coordinators. Thank you very much for your hard work and dedication. Please continue in the same spirit. The rest of the information will pass.
National, your deputy is here.
Okay, I acknowledge him. I think time is fast spent, deputy. We may not have time to.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. I just want to tell you that I've joined the meeting.
I just want us to learn this spirit of keeping to time. We started almost half an hour late. but it's still good that we manage the meeting within 2.5 hours. On a last note, please, tomorrow is Tuesday. Yes, part of the strategy of sustaining this gain from the UN Council declaration is that we will go on the Twitter Tuesday, continue to hammer, to do the best you can, use your brain. Just one line or 2 lines, or retweet somebody else's tweet. We're going to come up with a new flyer, which will have 2 sides, and then it will have the petition at the back of it. The petition will also be online. So sign. If some other group are organizing a petition, sign it as well. As long as it's for the release of Onyendu and restoration of Biafra, sign it because the numbers matter. So let's continue in this multi-faceted approach to the struggle. Because if they come this way, we go this way, they will get tired. It's like Libo so so if you go here, you go there, you go there, you will bruise all your knees until you get tired. So that's how we're going to do this. Mazi Nice, please be on standby to say the closing prayer for us, unless somebody has any critical information to give us that we've not discussed. I will allow just one, but it must be very critical. Otherwise, pass it on the forum. I'm happy that our teams are working. Most of the teams now have forums where they meet. So continue to engage in your forum, synthesize ideas. That's the idea of teamwork. And then bring up useful suggestions to the national. We'll take it up to our leadership. Onyendu will hear about it. Please, we are here to work as one family. It is not about me. It's not about one person or the other. It's not about who takes the glory or credit, but it's about the collective will and fight that will come together to engage to bring about the restoration of Biafra. Then when the time comes, God will keep us alive. We will celebrate. Ndewodo.
Onye isi biko ọha isi ntọjasị m ebe a unu gbapụgoro ya ọsọ na the donation ka emeni ya ka okwu ndị ọbụla nghọta na the floor is open. After Iwakwa the 10th, so that before that 13th, a lot of people might have come in with something. And
Yes.
then
The floor remains open. In fact, it's now ajar.
Yes.
Do it through your zone. Then if you don't have any zone you're sure of, contact anybody, and then there's a national account where you pay it in. But let me also emphasize, when you do pay in money, please use the right referencing. If you're paying in money as a zone, use the reference. You publish the correct reference. It has to be ESN / name of your zone, for example, Louisiana. If it's individual, ESN / your name. And that also goes to the financial secretaries. We discussed in meeting on Friday, sort out all the monies in your zone into right headings. Don't lump everything together. And say when you're transferring to national account, use the right reference. If it's dues / your zone. If it's ESN, similar. If it's free MNK, the same thing. Try always to get the right reference for the money you're paying in under the right heading. If you're not sure, before you pay in, ring or test somebody to clarify you so that you don't make the mistake of paying in money and it will take ages to sort out which one is which. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, who is leading us in the closing prayer?
Mazi Nice.
Okay.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
We can hear him.
Mazi, are you talking? We can't hear you. Okay,
Biafra.
Go ahead, Biafra. And pass it on to somebody else. I want to acknowledge the movement. Okay, Mazi Branston Smith, are you able to unmute and say closing prayer for us, please? Mazi Branston Smith, again, and in doing so, you tell us your Biafran name.
In the name of Chukwukabiama,
He say,
O divine God, we have gathered here tonight for the collection of money and many other things that will lead us, help us get our Biafra. We know before we left home, you arranged our coming here. We pray to you that you help us come out from the situation we are into. God suffered greatly in the hand of people that we don't supposed to be together with. We are your children. Help us. As we go back home now, as we are in our various areas, we will always keep fighting to get our nation, Biafra land. And touch also all the people who are sabotaging, making sure back our nation, because there is nothing like freedom. All this we, in the name of Chukwuka.
Thank you very much, Umu-Chineke. I'll see you in London on the 20th for this.
Bye.